Hi everyone, welcome back to the Ministry of Guitar. This is going to be a different sort of video. I just acquired a Boss GM800 and I thought I've had it for about a day. Maybe I've messed about with it for an hour or maybe two. So I thought this is a good opportunity to share with you my initial impressions. This coming from the perspective of a regular guitarist, not an expert who can do all sorts of wizardry. How useful do I consider? How easy is it to use? How difficult or easy is it to install? And I'm going to run you through the sounds. There are 100 sounds actually. Maybe we'll run through all of them. Maybe we'll run through a few of them. Let's see. We'll just see how it goes. Um, so first up, let's just talk about installation. I'm going to put a link so you can jump ahead to the sounds. It's not as easy as I would like, and I think the instructions are not very clear. So basically, you have to install this little pickup behind your between the humbucker and the tremolo, or a single cut or a fixed bridge. It's supposed to have double-sided tape. Maybe I'm a little bit stupid. I couldn't figure it out, so I had to use my own double-sided tape. And then the biggest problem for me were these screws. How to screw this particular unit onto this particular bracket. For the life of me, I couldn't figure out which screws these were, and I couldn't find them inside. So I had to end up using double-sided tape again. Again, maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I could miss something, but it could definitely be easier if you're trying to reduce the barrier of entry of someone using your product. And I have to say, the videos on the Boss YouTube channel are not very good. In this day and age, I don't expect just a montage of a video with music. I expect an explanation. So that initial criticism aside, but it's still manageable. I still managed to get it done. It's working fine. But just a quick note: if you are averagely inclined like me, I'm not average. Maybe I'm bad at it, but it's just not very good. Okay, let's go through the sounds. I haven't deep dived into the functionality of how to set up patches. I will do that at a later stage. But what I have done is I have figured out what the 100 sounds are, and I figured out how to get a great synth sound out of the guitar. And right up front, let me tell you, this is getting you some amazing sounds, including some very authentic piano sounds. And the trick is actually very simple or difficult depending on what you are used to. It's about using the fingers on the right hand, not the pick. Using the fingers on the right hand gives you that evenness of attack between the strings, because you can imagine when you are strumming or you're just hitting it, you're not hitting every string at the same time, and you're hitting them at different intervals. With a finger, you're able to do that. Good news for me is I have been a finger player for a very long time. That's how I started playing guitar. And I thank, is there anybody out there by Pink Floyd? That's probably the reason why. I would say compared to my other skills, maybe my legato is not that great, and whatever else I can't sweep for nuts, but I can use my fingers. So without further ado, let's get into the sounds. This first one is called Sweep Strings. It's a good one to start off with. It's just a nice kind of building up sound. Another thing to note is that the volume differences between patches are dramatic. So watch out for that, right? So if you're planning to use this in a live setting, you need to kind of adjust beforehand, but just to note. All right, let's just do a simple chord progression. This is quite a useful sound. I can totally imagine using it to begin a song, if you want kind of an atmospheric entry. Okay, next one, very different. This is called bot solo. This is like some sort of synth solo sound. You can get some crazy kind of a feel. This is a bit more like a guitar. It's a little bit like a different kind of guitar sound. One thing to note is the tracking on this unit is good, but it does not respond to the way a lead guitar sound responds, which means that you can get bends, but that depends on the patch. You can't get it on everything. And you get a lot of artifacts in lead guitar. You get a few harmonics here and there. Here, this unit is kind of evening everything out, and sometimes it ends up with some strange responses when it doesn't know what you're doing. And especially if you're trying to play really fast, sometimes the unit gets a little confused. You can see that, right? It's not exactly following what my fingers did. So you have to play it a little bit gently and evenly. Next, we have a saw lead, very 80s, I guess. Now I'm going to attempt to play a song some of you know. You will see that on higher frets, it's a little bit difficult. So it's all about getting your technique down. If you just take out your pick and try to play it, you probably can't do it. But let's hear it. So I was very happy with the chords. With the lead, it's like I have to be very careful to play it not correctly, because on an electric guitar you can play it. It's just if you hit it, if you, but it's an example. When I'm doing this, I'm like doing like a 14, and then I'm doing a 15 on the high E string. I have to hit it correctly. If I kind of do it incorrectly, sometimes it gets the wrong note. So you have to just be a little careful. And sometimes when there's a string ringing, it gets a little confused. So all to say that it's not unusable, but you have to learn how to get that sound. And you definitely need to be good with fingers, with modulation, with muting certain strings at certain points in time. You have to do it. If you're a beginner and you just play this anything, it's not that you will be able to stretch like that if you're a beginner, but if you just play any sequence, it's not going to be as you expect. That said, you do get some amazing sounds which you couldn't normally get with guitar. Okay, this is called Simple EP Vary. I guess this is electric piano. Yeah, it's very standard 80s piano sound. So along with chorus guitar, this is just that sound of the 80s. I like it. So with piano, excuse me, this is good, but the one that really got to me was the next one, which was Piano Symphony. And this one, guys, is quite extraordinary. I have been trying to get a piano sound out of a guitar for a long, long time. I've tried all the EHX options. This is the first one which gets close. Again, you have to be very careful with how you play. Don't play like a guitar player. Think like a little bit more like a piano player. Think about how you would be hitting the strings. I don't play much piano, but I play a little bit. I wouldn't even say I play piano. I know how to play chords on a keyboard. But just try this out. Sorry, one more time. Step inside the eye of your mind. Know you might find a better place to play. So I start a revolution from my bed. Said the brains that I had went to my head. Standing beside the fireplace, I know this is the wrong chord, but you may never burn your heart out. As you can see, it's pretty convincing, unlike my singing, but I like it. And the thing with this is, this gives you a lot of inspiration as a songwriter. Sometimes you just want a piano sound, something you just want to. So it just helps with that. So this one, number 5, Piano Symphony, is one of my favorites. 12 string acoustic plus pad, number 6. Frankly, for me, I would just use a octaver, a poly octave, on a regular guitar, and add a little bit of one of those atmospheric reverbs that you can get from Strymon or EHX. I wouldn't bother with this because the tracking on this is not worth the. See, with the piano, the downside on the tracking is okay because pianos don't bend, pianos don't have harmonics, so it's expected. I'm not very patient for these guitar simulations. Just get use a normal guitar, just use whatever. So that's my one downside, but not a downside, just something for you to be aware. Next one's called above strings. Okay, let's go through. This is just a nice string pad, so you can do whatever you want, build ups. Soundtrack time. Didn't expect to hear that. You could hear that, right? So it reacts differently. And I'm sure if you try to do very fast playing, I don't know how it'll react. Yeah, it's already confused. And it's not recognizing some notes. You need to have a certain level of hit. So this doesn't respond well to legato because it doesn't hear all the notes. And who's ever tapped a string orchestra before? So just watch out for things like that. Next one, distortion organ mix. So this is another good thing. You get these very interesting lead sounds. You can't play it like a regular lead guitar, but you can get some. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, that feels like a little bit of John Lord on steroids. How about this? Yes. I think I could just pretend to be the keyboard player and let the other guitarists play the riff if we do this song. I like it. Rock synth brass. What is this? Ooh, nice. Again, power. Synth power. Let's try the Journey riff on this one. Better. Again. You have to be so careful. I'm getting there. But see, again, with this, if you accidentally hit one of the top 3 strings, it's gonna break it up. So you have to be really good. I have a lot of respect for is his name Alex Hutchinson, the guy who does the demos for Boss, because he has to be a very, very precise player to do this. Okay, number 10. JP Poly synth. Okay, what is JP? I don't know. Is it nice? I like it. Let's try something. Nice. Again, tracking could be a little faster. Or maybe I'm not hitting it hard enough, but then again, remember, I'm not an expert, I'm a regular guitar player. So this is probably what you're going to experience. Another point, open strings, I think, has a mixed response on this. Certain patches like open strings, certain patches don't. This one is okay. Let's try this. This is nice. See that? So another thing to be careful. On guitar, you would happily slide up. Here, you don't slide. You try to keep it natural. So you try to. No slide. Just hammer on. And actually, the hammer on is good because in the piano, sometimes you naturally have the left hand giving those those chords while your right hand is moving. So it's just better. Nice. That was JP Polly's synth. The 90s bass, another fun part. So I think this guitar, sorry, not this guitar, this one hidden agenda of having this is you can record some great bass tracks and have fun with it. Now, again, you have to be a little bit careful with a little bit of not latency, but mode of artifacting. But if you are smart with it, you can get some nicer. Like you would never do this normally on a guitar, even if you did an octave or even if you played a bass. So it just makes you do stupid things that you would normally do, but that helps with songwriting. The only thing again is that for rhythm you need amazing, for bass you need to feel the rhythm. It's a little difficult to feel the rhythm with this, but it's doable. Uh, Interesting. What is nice slice? Let's check it out. Ah, oh, so who needs a DJ? So this is one of the aspects of this I'm most excited about, which is the ability to do all these keyboard syncopation, arpeggiation, um, all of the stuff that you can typically program a keyboard to do. You typically could not do it on guitar. In this one, and you will see in a second with a few other patches, you can even program in drums and all sorts of crazy stuff. So you can literally make this whole thing. You can DJ with this actually, if you set it up correctly. And it's very natural how it continues. See, it's going to continue while you're waiting for you're getting the crowd up. Ooh. All right, next one. 12 string nylon sitar. Again, I don't think I'm a big fan of these guitar based ones. That's played like a sitar with some sympathetic strings. So if you've seen a sitar player, they do a lot of sliding up and down. This is not really working for that. Yeah, the search for the great sitar sound from a guitar continues. Oh, sorry, this was 12 string nylon. My apologies. Let's try control 2. Is it? Oh, my apologies. That was 12 string nylon. Just like that doesn't sound like a sitar. This is sitar. So I had to shift to control 2. Nah, of course, you shouldn't be playing Diamonds and Rust on sitar, but still not for me. Fretless bass. Let's check this out. So same thing with all the bass patches on this one. The sound is amazing. What's not amazing is the feel. I think there's still some work to be done in terms of the latency of the feel. Flute. Let's check this out. So this is a good example of where this works really well, because a flute is not a staccato instrument. It has a lot of build up. It's continuous, right? So you can have a little bit of sustaining, just get the E string playing and then play whatever you want on the E minor scale. I was not playing the E minor scale, I was playing something else. But you can play E minor. And again, flute players don't shred as that fast. You have to just be conscious of that. So just be conscious of that, but it's a good one. This one also goes to sax. So let's try this out. I know nothing about sax, so my apologies. I don't think I can do justice. It sounds okay, but nothing that inspires me as such. Horn ensemble. So this is a good one, right? If you think of certain songs that have horn in them, like we wanted to play that, what was that Bruno Mars song live, and we realized we just could not replicate it because it needed a horn sound. I think this could be a good option for that. Again, very sensitive to touch, so light, hard. Not going to replace your horn player, but it's all right. Rotatory organ. So again, I think you'd rather just use a rotatory on a guitar, but let's just hear this. Oh, it's nice. If you have a 19th century gothic horror you need to make the soundtrack for, this is how the ghost approaches. Okay, it's usable, but again, same things apply. Synth, brass plus bass. Okay, this might be interesting. Ooh, I like this. Same thing. Be careful if you're trying to get a very specific, very precise time signature on this one. Dual sync lead. Ooh. Oh, you can bend this. What the hell happened there? I like it. Something usable. Romantic pad. This is where you're just gonna do all the. Let's do the standard. Sneak in sappy lyrics. Or you could actually make this a little bit dark. Let's see if we can do something a little bit more. Oh, nice. I like it. This is the kind of thing this is perfect for, because you don't need the precise timing. You just need the feel and atmosphere. And actually, that's kind of what I'm coming to. This is amazing for songwriting to get a few different sounds, and for creating atmosphere that you cannot create with guitar, even with like reverbs and delays. Do's and don'ts. What is this? Unusual. Soundtrack again. I like it. Okay, this one is interesting. This is called Jazz Trio Vibe, and this is going to give you a feel of a jazz trio. It's going to have a little bit of bass, a little bit of drums. It's very unusual, and the bass and drums are on the low strings, and high strings is like some sort of organ or piano, not organ, but some sort of jazz instrument playing. I'm going to show you. So you need to be a little bit like good. You need to do a little bit of Tommy Emmanuel like independent operation with fingers. I can't really do it, but it'll give you a sense. So it's like you could be, this is pretending to be the bass and drums, and then you're playing a lead line on top. Okay. You need more skill for it, but it's something I'm very interested to explore. Dreamy sitar. Let's hear this. This is my problem. Sitar, you cannot not have the ability to do slides. This doesn't sound like a sitar. This sounds like an organ now. One thing this does do is it exposes all of your habits as a guitar player. I did not realize how much I slide all over the place all the time. I don't know whether that's good or bad. As a guitarist, it's just part of my style. But in playing this, I have to constantly make sure I don't slide. Like I just go ta 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 ta, all sliding. Whereas maybe, anyways, low high fret split. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to do 2 more. So do 26 because this video is almost 30 minutes long. And I will do a part 2 and a part 3 where I'm going to go over more of the sounds. But I think that'll be manageable. Let's hear this low high fret. So what's on the low frets? Okay. Some sort of keyboard. Yes. And let's use on the high fret. So you can totally, maybe you use a looper or something. This is standard lead sound. Again, vibratos and bends aren't that natural on this. E flat acoustic. Now what's the point? Just ignore this. Just use a guitar in E flat, tune it down, or use a poly thing. Is it a good acoustic sound though? I would say it's good, but you would get a good sound even through a piezo. So that's what I would recommend, because this is acoustics are used for strumming, for example. This is useless for strumming. It's okay, I guess. Maybe I'm being harsh because I'm a guitarist. All right. And now I'm going to take you to the coup de grace. This is what I'm going to end this with. This is the only patch on this that stunned me when I was playing it. Stunned me, huh? So I was just messing around, and then I tried this, and this is what came out. Sorry, a little. Is this worth the price of entry by itself? I think it might be. Alright, I hope this was fun. Till next time, this is Tasty Trance.